across the ocean, to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara.
In details, tension has gripped a Ahoda town in Rivers State following the brutal murder of a local vigilante member identified as Precious by suspected cultists on Tuesday night. The tragic incident occurred along Hospital Road in Ahoda East local government area, where the assailants ambushed the victim during a routine patrol. Eyewitness revealed that the gun-wielding cultists initially opened fire on Precious, but when the bullets reportedly failed to penetrate, they resorted to using sticks, iron rods, and other dangerous objects to bludgeon him to death. The source also disclosed that the deceased, who hailed from Uhiuke community in Ula Upata Kingdom, had reportedly been on the radar of the suspected cultists before their attack. The incident has sparked panic in the area, with many residents fleeing their homes for fear of reprisal attacks. So far, neither of the rival courts groups, Iceland or Greenland, has claimed responsibility for their attack. Confirming the incident to newsmen on Wednesday, spokesperson for the River State Police Command, Grace Iringo Koko, said the victim was rushed to the hospital where he was certified dead by the doctor on duty, adding that his body has been deposited in the mortuary. She added that the Commissioner of Police, Olubenga Adepoju, has ordered the area commander and tactical units to ensure that the culprits are arrested and brought to book. Capital City Development Limited, a rent-owned name in the real estate industry, celebrates a decade of excellence and milestone achievement. ATN correspondent completes the report. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to enhancing collaboration with indigenous oil service providers in Rivers State as a critical strategy to boost crude oil production and drive the growth of the oil and gas sector. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Senator Heineken Lokpobiri, made this session while inspecting Joplex oil field services and WCS facilities in Port Harcourt. The Special Assistant on Media and Communication to the Minister, Naimika Okafo, disclosed these in a statement on Wednesday while speaking at the event. The statement noted that Lokpobiri emphasized the importance of supporting indigenous service providers to achieve the nation's production targets. Speaking further, Lokpobiri commended Joplex Oilfield Services for its state-of-the-art facilities and commitment to global standards, noting that the company is well equipped to compete favorably with international oil service firms. The statement added that their inspection provided insight into the critical role indigenous firms play in Nigeria's oil and gas industry. However, the minister highlighted the need for a conducive business environment and sustained investment to empower local service providers. He noted that fostering this partnership is important to achieving Tinubu's administration's objectives of revitalizing the oil sector and restoring Nigeria's position as a leading oil-producing nation in Africa. Political analyst Okechukwu Edenkwo says the Rivers State APC chairman, Sir Tony Okocha, is online with the rule of law not to adhere to the State High Court's ruling nullifying the APC Congress, as the appeal court supersedes both federal and state high courts. Okechukwu, while speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Conversation, said democracy is governed by the rule of law, and without it, democracy will be in danger, and wondered why a state court will take up case that has already been ruled by appeal courts with a superseding judgment at the Supreme Court level. Well, recall that Rivers APC led by Chief Tony Okocha says it cannot obey the ruling of the Rivers State High Court, which nullified its Congress because it is a procured judgment and does not have any local standing when the Superior Court speaks. Newly elected President General of the Ohanese Ndigbo, John Azuta Mbata, has been given a 7-day ultimatum to resign his position. Azuta Mbata received the ultimatum from a group, the River State Restoration Movement. The group's ultimatum is coming barely 72 hours after the Ikwere-born former politician was elected President General of the Apex Igbo Social Political Organization. A statement by RRM's Director General and Secretary Johnson Georgewill and Serena Akpata respectively said the election of the new President General of Ohanese is disturbing and disgraceful. The group disclosed that its members will stage the largest protest in River State, Abuja, and all United Nations facilities against Azuta Mbata's victory at the elections. The group also alleged that the River State Governor, Siminalai Fubara, has been perpetrating injustice against the people through Azuta Mbata's election as Ohanese's President General. Well, Nigerian Navy personnel under the auspices of Operation Delta Sanity raided a pirate kidnappers camp at Fununi community in Brass local government area of Bayelsa State on Saturday, January 11, 2025. Commodore A. Adams Aliyu, Director of Information, in a statement on Wednesday, said the raid was a sequel to the flag off of Operation Delta Sanity II on Monday, December 30, 2024, by the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Oil, Senator Heineken Lokoberi, PhD, in River State. According to the statement, since the flag of several arrests and seizures have been made, it added that while many criminals fled with gunshot injuries, 2 suspects, 1 male and 1 female, were arrested. During the raid of the camp, troops recovered an AK-57 assault rifle, 3 locally fabricated guns, 5 pump-action guns, 1 foreign double-barrel gun, 68 rounds of 7.62 39mm ammunition, and 6 rounds of 7.62 51mm NATO version ammunition. Other items recovered include 25 shotgun cartridges, 4 empty AK rifle magazines, 1 national ID card, 1 Money Points debit card, and 1 MTB SIM card, 1 Itel phone, and 1 Infinix smartphone, and a sum of 11,500 naira, among others. The Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala, reiterated that the NN will continue to work assiduously to eradicate criminal activity in Nigeria's maritime space. Cross River Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps says it arrested no fewer than 126 persons for various offenses between January and December 2024. The command spokesperson, John Eremi, disclosed this in an interview with newsmen in Calabar on Wednesday. He said 11 of the cases were charged to court within the period under review, and from the cases in court, 3 persons were convicted. The spokesman explained that while 1 is currently on appeal, the command secured 2 convictions, according to Eremi. The command recorded 0 arrests for crude oil theft in the same period. Eremi said aside the challenge of office accommodation, the command also lacked operational vehicles as well as shortage of manpower. Delta State Governor Sheriff Obervweri has reaffirmed his commitment to opening up rural areas to enhance the economic development of the state. Obervweri on Wednesday, during his inspection of the construction of an access road to the proposed Asaba waterfront city, said the project was conceived by the previous administration through a public-private partnership model. He said it is a strong commitment towards opening up rural areas to enhance the economic development of the rural dwellers, adding that Asaba is becoming very attractive to property developers who are coming from Lagos to Asaba, because Asaba today is housing most of those people from the southeast. The governor said the state government's role was to construct a 6-lane access road to the new city, while the developers were expected to reclaim the land and develop the city. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Wednesday explained that Jonathan Okumbo is not a witness of People's Democratic Party governorship candidate in Edo State. Asue Igodalo, EFCC disclosed that Okumbo is a prime suspect connected to a case of misappropriation of funds involving 18 local government areas in Edo State. On Tuesday, reported that suspected EFCC officials allegedly stormed a hotel in Benin City to arrest a person suspected to be a member of the PDP in the state. The 20-second video posted by TV's analysis on his official X handle that went viral. Voices of some persons were heard shouting he should not be arrested. The source said officials of the anti-graft agencies came to a hotel owned by a PDP chieftain to arrest one of the party's star witnesses ahead of the January 15, 2025 tribunal sitting. However, EFCC spokesman Dele Oyewale said Okumbo diverted about 6 billion naira through his company. The commission further stated that Okumbo is not a witness of the People's Democratic Party in the election tribunal as claimed by Asue Igodalo. Rather, he is a prime suspect connected to a case of misappropriation of funds involving all the 18 local government areas of Edo State. Well, as the Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Benin City begins adjudication on the September 21st, 2024 governorship election in the state, the leadership of the state chapter of the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party on Wednesday enmeshed in verbal war over the alleged shooting at the court. ATN reports that the People's Democratic Party, its candidates at the election, Asue Igodalo, and 6 other political parties and candidates are challenging the declaration of Governor Monday Okpebolo of APC as winner of the election by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. As the 3-man tribunal headed by Justice Wilfred Bochi resumed hearing of the petition slated to commence on Wednesday, January 15, 2025, the state chapter of APC alleged that political thugs hired by PDP shot sporadically at the venue of the court. A statement by the state acting chairman of the party, Jared Stenebe, and made available to newsmen in Benin City, noted that the tribunal is a sacred space where justice is meant to be administered impartially. Well, according to him, today's shooting incident within the venue of the Governorship Election Tribunal in Benin City involving members of the opposition People's Democratic Party is a deeply disturbing and unacceptable act of violence. Meanwhile, the caretaker committee chairman of PDP in the state, Dr. Anthony Aziegbemi, also in a statement, however, accused APC of the deployment of maxed-up thugs to shoot, disrupt tribunal proceedings. He alleged that the ruling of the All Progressives Congress party in the state was scared of justice, which made the party resort to violence. A political analyst, Honorable Atirike Amenu, says the money meant for job generation, youth empowerment and other development are rather being capped by the government. Honorable Amenu stated this when he appeared as a guest on Atlantic television program Blowouts. He opined that ordinarily fuel subsidy removal means more funding for state infrastructural development and job creation. However, it has rather given room for more funds to be embezzled by the state.
Really ready for this, and before he could come up with such, immediately he's swearing in, Nigerians felt it was going to work out. Hope Uzodinma has said his own because he's in the system, but he does not feel the pains of the people. Now, with the removal of fuel subsidy, ordinarily, more funds are being allocated to states, which we believe that more infrastructural development and other things will be done. But as it stands, instead of making all this possible, we find out that they have so much ways of embezzling much from the government. Now, the money that is coming to the government, to the states, is meant for, let's say, infrastructural development like factories, so that we can have our youths, our teaming youths to generate work for them. But it ended up not being that. The first subsidy made arrangement for increment of fuel transportation, because it is already being regulated. The fuel price is already being regulated by the NMPC. When it comes to the marketers, you find out that they have their own various prices which they sell. So in so doing, the transporters too, on their own, they felt, okay, this is an avenue for us to do what we're supposed to do. And in so doing, they increased the price of the cost of transportation. Now, when it comes to the market, men and women, they are, wow. Something we are paying 1,000 naira for, we are paying 1,500 naira. Then these our goods men will have to add things to it. And now they're not just adding a little to it, they do about 2 times what they're supposed to do. So Nigerians were really feeling the heat, and we believe that if it was properly arranged, ordinarily this fuel subsidy would have made things very okay.
Recall that Governor Hope Uzodimma of Imo State has declared that state government is currently getting more funds under the President Bola Tinubu's administration. Uzodimma said the fuel subsidy removal is responsible for the current development. A joint security team comprising the police, military and other security agencies has killed 5 suspected criminals in Anambra State. Operatives of the joint force also invaded and razed a camp operated by the criminal gang from where they carried out their operations. The spokesperson for the Anambra State Police Command, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, revealed this in a press release he made available to newsmen in Awka, the Anambra State capital. He said the incident occurred on 14th January 2025 at 12:30 p.m. in Umogem, Ufuma, Orumba, North Local Government Area of Anambra State. Ikenga attributed the success of the operation to the collaboration and coordination among the various security agencies, adding that operations were still ongoing in the area to arrest fleeing gang members. He quoted the Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Nange Obono Itam, as calling for greater cooperation from the people in the area to ensure that criminal gangs are wiped out. Governor Loki Ayodetiwa of Ondo State has approved the dissolution of the State Executive Council with immediate effect. This was announced in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Prince Ebenezer Edenia, on Wednesday in Akure. The governor, according to the statement, exempted 2 members of the cabinet from the dissolution due to the critical nature of their duties. ATN reports that the retained commissioners are the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Dr. Kayode Ajulo, SAN, and the Commissioner for Finance, Mrs. Omowumi Isaac. The statement added that all the affected cabinet members are to hand over all government properties in their care to the accounting offices of the respective ministries. The governor thanked the EXCO members for their service and contributions to the development of Ondo State under his administration and wished them well in their future endeavors. In a move to address alleged extortion and restore order along the semi-border corridor, security stakeholders approved the establishment of 4 checkpoints. The decision was reached during a high-level security meeting held at the Zone 2 Command Headquarters in Onitsha, Lagos. The meeting, chaired by the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2 Command, AIG Adegoke Fayode, included representatives from the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Customs Service, Nigerian Immigration Service, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and the Nigerian Police Force. Highlighting the need to reduce the proliferation of checkpoints, the stakeholders said that the streamlining efforts is expected to enhance security and promote economic activities along the border route. The designated checkpoints are Semi Point, Baju Point, Apa Point, and Agbara Point. While speaking at the meeting, AIG Fayode said these checkpoints aim to ensure robust security coverage while maintaining synergy among security agencies. The move is also expected to foster economic growth by reducing unnecessary delays and illegal activities along the corridor and to facilitate transparency and accountability. Group known as Wives of Fallen Heroes in Lagos State has voiced their concerns about being neglected by the state government. The group's representative, Oluwaseyi Ilia, raised the issue during the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day ceremony at Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos Island, on Wednesday. Ilia stated that they have not benefited from the Lagos state government's support despite the yearly celebration of Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Ilia revealed that efforts to meet with the state government had been unsuccessful. She added that it is military widows like them who should be honored on a day like this because their husbands paid the ultimate price for the nation. Ilia explained that military widows are struggling to care for their families due to the challenging economic situation. She praised the Nigerian Army for sponsoring the education of widows' children, but urged the state government to engage directly with the group to address their concerns. Meanwhile, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, in an interview with journalists, urged Nigerians to contribute to the welfare of the families of fallen heroes. Hamzat added that well-meaning Nigerians could help by taking responsibility for their education, training, and other needs of the children of fallen heroes. Well, Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State has expressed its commitment to a bottom-up approach towards addressing security challenges in strengthening the ongoing peace process in the state. Well, according to the governor, the present approach takes cognizance of the peculiar problem of each local government instead of a blanket approach to solving every problem. The Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Dr. James Kanyap, who made this known, has said he had embarked on an assessment tour of the security situation in Kaduna State to hear directly from the people affected. Well, speaking to newsman, Kanyap explained that the tour was a shift towards a more direct community engagement in addressing security challenges, adding that the engagement covers Giwa and Igabi local government areas. The commissioner stated that he aimed to gather first-hand information from communities affected by security concerns, so as to present it to Governor Uba Sani for prompt action. He stressed that Kaduna State government recognized the importance and role of local leaders and other stakeholders in building and sustaining peace, stressing that through the interactions, they would gather valuable information that would help them in tackling the challenges they were facing. Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike has directed the establishment of a special task force to dislodge criminal elements hiding in uncompleted structures, abandoned plots of lands, and buildings across the territory. The Director of the Department of Security Services, FCT Administration, Mr. Adamu Gwari, disclosed this in an interview with the newsman in Abuja on Wednesday. Gwari explained that this measure is aimed at curbing the menace of miscreants vandalizing government assets and infrastructure. He said that the FCT Security Committee had identified uncompleted structures, abandoned plots of land, and buildings as some of the hideouts for miscreants. The director said that in the next 2 to 3 weeks, there would be strategic efforts to clear all criminal hideouts in the FCT and other locations used by criminals to carry out their activities. According to him, on all uncompleted buildings, abandoned plots of land, and structures will be identified and cleared. Regarding undeveloped lands, Gwari said that the FCTA Land Department is currently conducting a census of all undeveloped plots of the FCT as directed by the minister. He recalled that Wike had directed owners of the undeveloped plots to either develop their land or face revocation of their allocations. He explained that if implemented, these measures will significantly address security concerns related to undeveloped plots, growing bushes, and their use of hideouts for criminals. The director also revealed that the FCT minister had directed the acting executive secretary of the Federal Capital Development Authority to take control of all other bridges in the FCT. 3 siblings, Amina Aliyu, Aishat Mohammed, and Zainab Aliyu, have been sentenced by Justice Balkisu Gambo Yusuf of Mina High Court No. 7 for culpable homicide in Niger State. The siblings, residents of the Barking Saleh area of Mina, were found guilty of jointly killing a married woman, Hafsat Aliyu, in 2021. Aishat Aliyu was accused of striking Hafsat with a pestle and settling her cuffs on fire in the kitchen. Amina Aliyu and Aishat Mohammed were sentenced to death by electrocution, while Zainab Aliyu, who was a teenager at the time of the offense, received a life imprisonment sentence. The court's verdict followed a trial in which 4 witnesses, including Hafsat's husband, Alhaji Muhammad Sani, testified. The prosecution successfully proved the 2 counts charge of joint act and culpable homicide against the siblings. Before pronouncing the sentence, Justice Yusuf considered the plea of the defense counsel, Barrister Peter O'Malley, who highlighted Zainab's age at the time of the offense. O'Malley referenced the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACJA, which prohibits capital sentences for individuals under 18. The verdict marked the end of a 3-year legal battle which began with the siblings' arraignment before the Mina Chief Magistrate Court No. 1 for a preliminary trial. You're watching the Global News in Atlantic Television Network. We'll be back after this break, so stay with us.
Download the Glow Cafe app today. You see here, you get everything all in one. So if you love music, you love Glow Cafe with a music catalog of over 2 million tracks. And if live radio is your thing, say no more. Just hit play and enjoy on Glow Cafe. Welcome to total control, so you can recharge or buy bundle, borrow data, and credit sharing and gifting. You've got all that too. You also get extra value with our range of value-added services on the Glow Cafe app. Watch all the action with Glow Cafe's exclusive range of video. Glow Cafe's got it all. And when it comes to gaming, we ain't playing around with Africa's gaming collection. And the best part, you get free activation bonus. So download the Glow Cafe app on Google Play or the App Store.
Glow Unlimited.
Thanks for staying with us. This is the Global News on Atlantic Television Network, and now to the rest of our stories. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assured a global audience on Wednesday in the United Arab Emirates that Nigeria is ready to work with other nations to build a resilient, equitable and sustainable world for all. The president declared that no single nation can walk the road to sustainability alone, stressing that global interconnectedness demands collective action, knowledge sharing, and mutual support. Reiterating his administration's commitment to reducing carbon emissions, President Tinubu assured the audience that the Nigerian government had developed actionable programs in line with global expectations. Bearing in mind Nigeria's economic and political expectations, he added that Nigeria is developing infrastructure for the widespread use of compressed natural gas and electric vehicles and harnessing the potential in solid minerals to support the green energy transition. The Nigerian leader stressed that his country is also implementing climate-smart agricultural practices to enhance food security and lessen its destructive environmental impact. These include the introduction of the National Clean Cooking Policy, which aims to promote clean energy, environmental and health benefits, and socio-economic development in the African region. President Tinubu said the government is working with local communities to implement solutions to mitigate the diverse consequences of the country's environmental challenges, such as deforestation, desertification, coastal erosion, flooding, and pollution. These challenges, he said, threaten the livelihoods of millions. He called on partner countries to collaborate in mobilizing resources to tackle these challenges and embrace innovation and technology. President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday reaffirmed his administration's commitment to implementing climate-smart agricultural practices to bolster food security and reduce environmental impacts. He said such initiatives stem Nigeria's recognition of its responsibility to lead a just energy transition and sustainable development in Africa. Tinubu said this during his address at the ongoing Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, held in the capital city of the United Arab Emirates. In his 12 minutes discourse titled Climate Imperatives into Economic Prosperity, Bridging Africa's Global Energy Future, the president emphasized the need for international cooperation to achieve sustainable development and mitigate climate change impacts. Acknowledging Nigeria's status as Africa's most populous nation and one of its largest economies, President Tinubu underscored its responsibility to demonstrate leadership in addressing climate issues. While addressing the specifics of Nigeria's energy transition plan, he stated that Nigeria is employing climate-smart agricultural practices to bolster food security while reducing environmental impacts. He opined that adopting modern, eco-friendly agricultural techniques is essential for protecting local communities from adverse effects of climate change. Describing these measures as pillars of Nigeria's sustainable development strategy, he stressed that the country's path forward involves responsibly reducing carbon emissions while advancing economic growth and ensuring social equity. Like many nations, he said Nigeria is diversifying its energy sources and reducing its reliance on fossil fuels. President Bola Tinubu has declined to give assent to the bill establishing the Federal University of Education located in Noman, Adamawa State. The president gave reasons for his decision in a letter addressed to the president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, on Tuesday in Abuja. According to the letter, which was read during plenary, President Tinubu said his decision stems from unresolved and discrepancies and constitutional issues regarding disposal rights. Akpabio, however, assured that other minor concerns raised would be addressed in due course.
Presidential decision to decline assent to the Federal University of Education Numan Establishment Bill 2024. Pursuant to Section 58, subsection 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, I hereby convey to the Senate my decision taken on the 23rd day of December to decline presidential assent to the Federal University of Education Numan Establishment Bill 2024, recently passed by both chambers of the National Assembly. I am declining assent to the bill due to the following reasons. A. Section 22 of the bill accords the authority to consent to the disposal of land in the federal institution to the governor of the state and not to the president, as that ought to be the case in respect of land belonging to a federal government entity in the case of federal universities.
From
of the Federal Executive Council, National Assembly, service chiefs, and diplomatic corps to honor the nation's fallen and living heroes. The events, which involved the laying of wreaths at the National Arcade in Abuja, was the climax of activities. First to lay the wreath was the Vice President, followed by the Senate President, Speaker, House of Representatives, Speaker Benjamin Kalu, and Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere Eko. The wreath was also laid by Minister of Defense Mohammed Badaru, his Federal Capital Territory counterpart in Yesumbike, and the Minister of State for Defense Bello Matawale. They were followed by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, Chiefs Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, and Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetoko. Other dignitaries who also performed the wreath-laying ceremony are members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Nigerian Legion, and widows of late officers and soldiers represented by the President, the Military Widows Association, Veronica Aluko. There was also the firing of 3 volleys in honor of the fallen heroes, which has its origin in the old custom of halting fighting in the war front to remove the dead from the battlefield. National Assembly has vowed to complete electoral reforms ahead of the off-cycle elections coming up this year. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, gave the assurance upon resumption of lawmakers from the Christmas break. In a brief speech, Akpabio stressed that the foundation of every thriving democracy is viable electoral reforms, adding that it is not just a legislative duty, but a moral imperative. He urged his colleagues in the 10th National Assembly to rise up to their responsibility to give the Nigerian people a system that is transparent, credible, and reflective of their will.
This moment is significant. We are at the end of first quarter of the 21st century, a time that demands bold action and visionary leadership. History is calling on us to make a difference, to write a new narrative for our dear nation, one of progress, justice, and boundless possibilities. So, distinguished colleagues, we must rise to this challenge. Let us be relentless in our pursuit of excellence, fearless in the face of obstacles, and unwavering in our love for our dear nation. Our work here is not just about legislation. It's also about shaping the future of a nation and leaving a legacy for generations yet unborn. As we forge ahead, in these words, let these words resonate in our hearts. Nigeria is counting on us. The time to act is now. Let us unite in purpose, strive for the common good, and dedicate ourselves wholly to the task of nation building. This moment is significant. We are at the end of first quarter of the 21st century, a time that demands bold action and visionary leadership. History is calling on us to make a difference, to write a new narrative for our dear nation, one of progress, justice, and boundless possibilities. So, distinguished colleagues, we must rise to this challenge. Let us be relentless in our pursuit of excellence, fearless in the face of obstacles, and unwavering in our love for our dear nation. Our work here is not just about legislation. It's also about shaping the future of a nation and leaving a legacy for generations yet unborn. As we forge ahead, in these words, let these words resonate in our hearts. Nigeria is counting on us. The time to act is now. Let us unite in purpose, strive for the common good, and dedicate ourselves wholly to the task of nation building. This
Now,
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they want.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.